Okay, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to edit the DTM maps for random world generation for A17. If you didn't understand anything I just said, that's fine. I didn't either until I took a look at it. Basically, a DTM map is a height map, a grayscale image representation of how the world looks in 7 Days to Die. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start a new game, change it to random world. I'm going to call it W Boop. And I'm going to go ahead and change it down to 4096 so I want to be able to generate it quickly. And I'm going to pay attention to this, North Kiwu Mountains. Very important you remember which one that is. And go ahead and click Start. While that's loading, I'm going to go ahead and Alt-Tab out into Steam. And I'm going to go to my games, and I'm going to right-click the game, and I'm going to Browse Local Files. That's going to bring me to the correct folder as far as where the game is going to be stored at. Then I'm also going to go to the Run menu and type App Data, because I need to be able to go there too. From the Run menu part, the App Data, I'm going to go to 7 Days to Die, Saves, and I'm waiting for North Kiwu Mountain to show up here. For the Steam folder, I'm going to go ahead and go to Data, go to Worlds, and also wait for North Kiwu Mountain to show up here. So right now it's generated into country roads, POIs, and blah 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 blah. So basically, you can use the mixer to create a world, and it'll be pretty random, or you can actually hard create a world. You can actually draw a world in a paint program or something like Gaia to export it as a height map to have the world exactly like you want it, just like Navigaine is. So if you want a large circle in the middle of your map, you can put a large circle in the middle of your map. It's really quite simple. You set the height using the different colors on the height map. A height map is just a grayscale image I'll show you in a minute, where basically black represents the lowest level and white represents the highest level of where it is. So if you had a gray gradient going from black to white, you'd basically have a hill going up. But we'll show you all that in a minute. So once I get into the world, I'm going to get rid of the wiping the brow off your face stuff and move to 0, 0, because that's going to be the easiest way to... Okay, we get it, we're hot, we're tired, who cares? Alright, so see the coordinates up here? I'm going to go to basically 0, 0, 0, close enough for me. Okay, so right now what I see here is I see all this stuff, there's not a whole lot going on, right? Some roads and a little POI over there, blah blah blah. Some over there, who cares? I don't care. Go ahead and exit the game. Completely exit the game. Because I loaded the game, I'm going to, let's see, North Kiwu Mountains, Cubby Poop, regions. I created region files. Basically, anytime I enter a new region, it creates region files. I need to delete those because I don't want, that's the save data, and I don't want to save data because I want to be able to make changes to it. So, North Kiwu Mountains, this is the new random world creator area. I'm going to start from the bottom. You have waterinfo.xml. It basically shows you where the water is going to be at. I don't understand that one yet. I'm not going to worry about it. Splat 3 is the roads. Look at that. This is every road on the map. And I can actually add roads if I want to, and we will be doing that in a little bit. Spawn points. This is list where you actually can spawn at. So now if you want to have one spawn point for every player on the map, you can certainly do that just by typing it in here. Radiation map. This one's pretty self-explanatory. This is the rad zone. This is where the rest of the map. Prefabs.xml, this one's cool because this is just like Navigaine, where installation red mesa is going to be at 144, 21 height, and minus 1232 east or west. So this is going to be 144 north, 21 up, and then minus 1232 so is west. So if I wanted to find installation red mesa, I could do that. And we'll change that in a minute too. Map info into XML is just some basic information about the map. Don't need to change that at all. Main TTW, skip that. And then I'm going to skip over to biomes real quick, and so you can see this is the desert, this is some wasteland, this is the forest, this is some burnt forest, this is some wasteland, this is some snow, this is some forest, this is some blah 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 blah. So if I want a desert, I could actually color this up here, but we'll do that as well. Here's where it gets interesting. DTM raw and DTM.tga. So a raw file is what the game reads to create the map from. The TGA is what we can edit in order for the raw file to be created. So because there's already a raw file here, even if we make edits to the TGA, it's not going to make any changes because the raw file is already created. So what we need to do is we need to delete, or in my case I'm going to just rename the raw file. Okay? And then that leaves us just a TGA. Now these are the exact same file, just different formats. But here's what the TGA file looks like. Okay, when we talked about the grayscale mapping, this is what I'm talking about. So basically I know that this is going to be a plateau, that it's going to be kind of high up here and kind of gradients down to like a valley that's sunken lower than this area. So if I were to zoom in, I know that this, because it's darker, is lower than this that's lighter. Right? So you can see it's mostly flat, then I have this little plateau. Okay, so this is how you can create mountains and stuff like that. And that's exactly what we're going to do, except we're going to do it Guppy style. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color pick, let's see, this white up here, and I'm going to choose this paintbrush here. I'm going to make it, I don't know, like 14. I'm going to leave the hardness there. Go straight to the middle of the map, and I'm going to write the letter G. Because why not, right? I'm going to File, Save. I'm going to make sure compression is off. It's going to auto-detect the bit depth. This is paint.net, by the way. And clicking the Save button. Okay, now, in theory, what this means is there's going to be a letter G at a specific height in my map. I'm going to exit Paint because I don't want that file locked, because 7 days is going to need it in order to write the new raw file. So I'm going to go ahead and load the game. Continue game. Guppy Poop is the only one I have up. And I'm going to go ahead and find this letter G. Boom, boom, boom. Come on. You can do it. Slowly but surely. It's creating that height map and building environment and all that kind of stuff like that, right? Oh, what's this? What's this new thing right here? Why, it sort of looks like the letter G, except for there's a problem. It seems to be upside down. If I'm facing north, it's upside down. That's okay. We'll fix that. I'm going to go ahead and exit the game again. Quit. Redelete the region files because those are now generated with the upside down letter G. Go back into my TGA. Image, and I'm going to flip it vertically. Okay? Resave it. Re-exit Paint. Go back into the game. And then I'm going to show you something cool. We're going to go ahead and place a prefab using the coordinate system. So in order to do that, we need to know the coordinates. We probably need to know a little bit about the prefab too, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to choose a really easy prefab. So you can imagine, this is how Nav's game was made. This is the pimp's method of making it. So you can imagine how long it took to make Nav, right? Oops. MCM. Now my G is when I'm facing north. Did I fuck up something? I must have. I don't know what I screwed up, but basically that should be right side up. But let's go ahead and just ignore that for a minute, because I want to go ahead and get this done. So you can see, I want a prefab right here. Oh, hey, Mr. Zombie, how are you? Bye. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and re-exit the game. Oh, no, you know, I'm going to get my coordinates. So I want a prefab right here, right? So I'm going to hit F3, and it says it's, I can't show you, but it's in the upper left-hand corner, XYZ, minus 65, 87, minus 87. So I'm going to go to the prefabs XML. Oh, would be a good one. This garage seems good. So I'm going to go ahead and those minus 65, 87, and minus 87. Go ahead and save this. Oops. Get totally out of the game. Redelete those region files. Go back into, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and fix that too. That should have actually worked. Anyway, and then go back into the game. Oh yeah, because I forgot to redelete the raw file. Ah, stupid me. Remember, I got to redelete the raw file every single time I make a change here. This is going to be totally screwed up, but it might work. Now it's going to recreate the raw file. So we have to delete the region files and delete the raw file because those are the files that get created on load. Now I'm thinking there's probably going to be that prefab I just spawned floating in the air because I just flipped a G. But we will find out. Whatever happens, happens. This is an exploratory video. You get to explore Guppy's poop. That's recreating that raw file, making the region files, and look at that. My G is right side up, and look at that. There is my prefab. One that I told where to put it on the XML. So isn't that neat? Now you can see that this prefab is actually a lot larger than you might think it is. And of course SI is kicking in because it's, you know, sitting on nothing, but whatever. Long story short, say my name. I got a G. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and exit that. And let's see here. What else can we do? Let's go ahead and redelete the raw file. Let's edit the splat map. See what that does. Actually, you know what? Yeah, open with and then paint.net. Let's see if we can mess with this some. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to write a letter G. It's basically the middle. This is 4096. I want 2048. Yeah, so somewhere around there, right? Okay, so I'm going to make it like, I don't know, 10 wide and write the letter G. Oops, I definitely do not want hardness at 75. This has to be a solid color. Okay, and solid color, hardness, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And let's see what we got. Did I remember to delete stuff? Nope, I had to delete those region files. Gotta delete the raw file. I did that. Now let's load the game and see what happens. Let's see if we can find a G road. We might crash, we might not crash. We'll see what happens. Recreating that raw file, recreating the region files. Come on, Papa. So far, so good. Alright, now let's see if we can find that G road. It's somewhere near 00, right? Let's see. There it is right there. See the G in roads? But you can see it acts independently of the height map. So it, hold on a second, let me go ahead and kill this thing. So I drew my little G in the road, and it basically drew it over the terrain. Isn't that awesome? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's see how we can knock this fucker over. Yes. Anyway, nothing but a G road, baby. Now let's do the same thing with biomes. This one I have more trouble with. I think it sometimes crashes. Take a look at it anyway. Delete the raw. Oops. Delete the raw file. Delete the region files. And then edit the biomes. Open with paint.net. Okay, so we basically want the middle, right? Because that's where we're at. Let's just go ahead and grab a, I don't know. Let's just make this all snow. Where's the fill button at? There. Save it. And in theory, the middle should have like a snow circle. I deleted the raw, deleted the regions. Yeah. And again, imagine doing this for the entirety of nav, hand by hand, piece by piece, like the Fun Pimps did. Come on. No crashes so far, that's good. And look at that. The circle of snow. There's my G road. There's my G height map. There's my circle of snow. And that is how you do it. Now, it looks like some other weird shit happened over here. This is where I had problems with the biome mapping. I don't know what the deal is, but something breaks with the biome mapping. So I don't know if the coloring really works quite yet. I don't know if it's just because I'm choosing the wrong settings on the video settings or whatever it may be, but something is not right in here, and I don't know what. It's probably just the way the file type is saved. I really don't know. Maybe it's layers. I really got no idea. Long story short, that is how you edit maps.